If anybody tells you that you're not supposed to read Garuda Purana or keep Garuda Purana at home, share this video with them. The truth is it is completely the opposite. You are supposed to keep Garuda Purana at home because it is one of the 18 Mahapuranas and it is considered to be something that brings you prosperity, intelligence, and it also brings you wisdom. For people who did not know, Garuda Purana is a conversation between Bhagwan Vishnu and his celestial vehicle or Vahana, Garuda. Now, this also explains things about death, and it is not true that it is only a book of death or associated with something related to death. There are a lot of aspects this book discusses. It talks about Ayurveda, it talks about gemology, it talks about Niti Shastra, it also talks about pretas and what happens during the first few days of birth and what is the death cycle like, what happens when people go to the Yamaloka, what are the different kinds of punishments. It is true, but it is just a part of what this book talks about. If the only purpose this book talks about that is to give you an insight into what happens once you pass away. In a way, it teaches you to respect life that you have and not to throw it away. And also it helps you with overcoming the pain that you go through in helping you understand the delicate, transient, temporary nature of life. That is how one should be looking at Garuda Purana and not associated with death. The reason we have this misconception or myth that it is associated with death or it brings you death if you keep it at home is during the 13-day ritual, pujas are prohibited at the traditional Indian homes. The reason for that is when somebody passes away, their soul still lingers around. They're still forming their Sukshma Sharira. They are trying to figure out the whole cause of death. And if you're offering prayers or if you're trying to invoke God, which means that you're in a state of peace or in a state of trance. Now that is not something which is recommended. That is when verses from Garuda Purana are recited, and that speaks about what happens during the death, after death, and that kind of may have given a misconception or resulted in a myth that made people assume that Garuda Purana is associated with the death, hence it should not be kept at home. Completely false. That's about it. See you in the next video. My name is Casey. If you wish to know some of the versions that you can refer to, please comment book and I shall share a list of books that I would recommend. That's about it. See you in the next video. My name is Casey.